Today, we're going to review some of those resources that we looked at yesterday. So, inside your McGraw Hill, there's this thing called Course, and there's a whole bunch of slides and resources inside Course. So, when you click on Course, you might get to a different place than Module 2, Lesson 2. If you weren't here yesterday in class, it could take you somewhere else, like to the beginning of the whole book. So it's important to know how to navigate to this Module 2, Lesson 2. So we talked yesterday about clicking on Table of Contents, go into Module 2, Quadrilaterals, and then if you click on this little arrow, I don't know if I saw this little arrow first period. We kind of clicked on some different things and finally found kind of the lessons that we want to look at, right? So now I'm in Module 2, Quadrilaterals, and we're looking at Lesson 2, Parallelogram. So when I click on that guy, it opens up all these resources. Now, we're not out of the woods yet. We need to figure out, where are the resources and what do we look at down here? Well, I don't know if you guys have, access to launch or what. My view might look a little different. So you definitely have an explore and develop option. And when you look down there, we talked yesterday about the green boxes having just kind of like key information, just boiled down so you can see it nice and easily. But today we're going to look at this little explore activity right here, explore properties of parallelograms. And when you click on that, it's going to open up kind of like GeoGebra, a little sketch that they made. And we can move the figure around, right? You can change this parallelogram around. Now you can see in my sketch that A, B, and DC are already measured because I measured those before opening this up. So I think I'm going to hit reset, and I think those are going to go away. So this is probably what your parallelogram looks like, right? So you can practice moving around a little bit. And you can see right up here, it says step 1, press the measure length to measure the lengths of AB and DC. Notice the relationship between AB and DC. Okay, so here's the measure length tool. And this little guy pops up. And you're like, oh, what do I do with that? Well, they just want you to drag that over here on top of A, and it'll click to A. And then you drag this guy over on top of B, and it'll click to B. And those other letters that were there, they disappear. Now we've measured AB, right? Now we do that with DC. Okay, so I click on measure length. I drag E down on top of D. I drag F over on top of C. And you can see, let's see, they're the same length, right? So if I click forward arrow, let's just see what happens here. Measure the length of AD and BC. So they want us to measure these other two sides, right? And, it says exercise 1 below, sketch, blah, 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 blah. Let's see here. Drag the vertices of the parallelogram, then complete exercise 2. So when you look right down here, exercise 1 was, what's the relationship between the opposite sides of a parallelogram? And then, you can put an answer in the box. You can look at a sample answer, like opposite sides are congruent. But what I'm asking you to do is, once you see, okay, the opposite sides here are congruent, these opposite sides are congruent, and you move the figure around, you see that they always stay equal to each other. This side's equal to that one. I want you to look over at your notes, okay? And our notes are right over here. We listed out all 6 properties yesterday, and I want you to find the property that we're reviewing right now. And you can see it's the first one, right? I think they're going to come in order. So if you have a parallelogram, then you have opposite sides congruent, right? You're confirming that your notes are good enough, right? You understand what you have written in your notes. You may have written more than this. You may have abbreviated more than this. And maybe today it's not making it's not making sense anymore. So that's what we're doing right now. Let me just kind of confirm that I'm making this clear. I hope I am. That they also want you to measure these 2 sides, right? So you turn the measure tool on just, one more time here. I'm going to be walking around helping you guys out. But you can see, like, if I move this right in here, these 2 are short, 5.4, and these 2 are longer. So 9.39, 9.39. You can even move those over to the appropriate sides, right? Now, they're not going to move with the sides, which is kind of unfortunate, but you can see that we've confirmed property number 1. So what I want you to do is put a little red check mark right next to property number 1. And you don't have to fill in anything in here if you don't want to. We're just confirming that we understand what our notes were saying yesterday. But it does say right in here, if you want, write some more stuff in here. And, it kind of gives you all kinds of tools and hints and all that kind of stuff. So, hey, thanks for watching my video. You're going to do that. You're going to follow each one of these exercises all the way down to exercise 6, fill in all that stuff over here, check marks, and then you're going to watch the next video, and we're going to try a couple proofs together. All right. Thank you very much.